So the feeders have been in Call of the Wild now long enough for everyone to have figured them out. However, I'm a little late to the party, and I have yet to even have the DLC. That is, until very recently. I went ahead and got the feeder DLC. I have went into this as blind as I could have been, aside from seeing a couple different resources on like which feed to use and which feeder and whatnot, and what feed will attract what animal and everything. Other than that, I've not seen any guides, I've not seen any videos, I've not seen any forum posts, any screenshots, any documents, etc. on how, when, and where to use these feeders, and I did that on purpose. Today begins Trial and Error, something that I wanted to try on the channel. It's a series where I take any of the Call of the Wild concepts that I've never really tried before, and we actually try them out, and we figure it out as we go. I think a pretty core part of Call of the Wild has always been, you know, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to figure it out as we go. I think that's always been a very big part of Call of the Wild. So I think it could be kind of fun and kind of exciting to maybe start showcasing a little bit more of that trial and error kind of thing. A lot of Call of the Wild content revolves around things like hotspot maps and guides, etc. For each map or each animal, and while that's great and a necessity, and hats off to all of our big YouTubers who do this, on YouTube it's kind of a space that has turned into like a, well, we've kind of already got it figured out. We've got it figured out for you. What happened to the times where we kind of just did our own thing and crossed our fingers and hope it worked? So that's what we're going to try to do on this channel. We're just going to figure things out as we go. And I think we're starting off pretty strong with placing feeders out on Medved. Here's my trial and error on how I did it. Alright, call me crazy, because I don't think I've seen anyone use feeders here on Medved just yet, and if they have, I definitely haven't seen it. So I'm here on Medved conducting a bit of an experiment. I'm going to see if this will work. Now, I'm not super duper like in the loop about how the feeders work. I think it's just going to have to be a trial and error kind of thing for me, but we're going to see if this works. I have a post feeder over here that has fortified pellet feed for reindeer, and I have a bait barrel all the way over here for Eurasian brown bear. I've got meat scraps specifically in it, so we're bringing in nothing but bears. I don't want hogs getting in the way, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my outpost right here, and we're going to do a quick time change. We're going to see if this is going to work, and if it doesn't work, obviously I'm going to move it. I'm going to move everything around. I have more than one of each of these that we're going to place in different places on the map here. And we're just going to see what works best and what doesn't. Because, again, I've not seen anybody really use these on Medved. And I'm going to see just how effective they're going to be. Because I definitely don't have a diamond reindeer yet. And I would love to have one. So maybe this will make it a little easier. Okay, I've changed the time to 11 o'clock. And we're going to go take a look at our barrel here. That's 100% bait remaining, so no bears are there. But over here, we have 97% bait remaining, so that means we have reindeer over here. Now, I'm not going to make any specific promises that, you know, anything substantial is going to be out here at this feeder, but we're definitely going to run over here and take a look. And I think just to get the most out of it, we're going to take something a little more semi-automatic with us. So what I've got going on right now is I have the 300 mag tactical, the Arzina, and then I have the Zarza 308. So they're both the semi-automatic ARs. Well, you know, we're not doing anything super crazy, you know. We're just checking out, seeing if this spot is good. And from what I've been able to tell so far, it's working. But I've not seen what all's eating over there just yet, so I don't know exactly how successful this is going to be in terms of helping me find a diamond reindeer. I just have to figure out the perfect spots to put it in if this attracts in a buttload of reindeer. The more the merrier. I just have to make sure it's in a right place to pull in the right reindeer. Now, what's going to be tricky about this is the fact that Medved isn't exactly known for its wide open spaces if it's not on a frozen lake. And I don't think you can set feeders on the lakes yet, but that's something that we can test out momentarily. So for right now, I have the post feeder in kind of the middle of the woods. So there's probably going to be a lot of obstacles. There's going to be a lot of blockages. There's probably going to be lots of reindeer that are behind rocks and trees and bushes, and we're not going to get exactly the best angles on them, but I'm hoping we can at least see something here. Ooh, I see reindeer. A couple females. 1, 2, 3, 4 females, I think. I don't see anything rare. Oh, there's a 4 with a max of 307. 356. There's a 3 with a max of 231. Another female. So we've got a small grouping here. Again, I'm a little concerned about getting this close to them. I should have brought a bow of some kind. I think that would have made it easier. Oh, there's one like right there. 270. Okay, so there's a couple level 4s here, but you know how the reindeer scoring system can be. Yeah, I don't see anything super duper crazy, but at least I know this works. Even on maps like Medved, I'm sure there are easier, better places to put these feeders, but at least I know that the feeders are going to be successful on this map, even if a little challenging. I mean, there's 4 level 4s in this area. You know what I mean? 4 of them. And that's effective enough for me. This will be good for reindeer grinding if you want diamonds, because they don't have great ones and all that jazz. At least not yet. To make this a little easier, I have the 308 AR. So let me see what I can do here. Oh shoot, shoot. I brought the wrong scope. I didn't think I'd have to get this up close to them. We got one. I didn't see anything else super interesting run by other than those level 4s. I think I spotted everybody that comes out here. This little guy is 269. I knew he wasn't going to be super big. Most level 4s are going to be like low range silver. You're not going to find a lot of high golds. Not unless they're like crazy big. You'll know when you see them. And these guys are not the ones you want to look for. We're definitely going to move this post feeder. I mean, I have the money to refill it. So money's not a problem. I think a bigger issue is finding a better place to put these feeders. Okay guys, update. I moved the post feeder. I put the same fortified pellet feed in it. I immediately refilled it, immediately changed the time, and take a look. It's already at 77% bait after just refilling it and changing the time to like 10 o'clock. So let's go check on that as well. As for our barrel, still nothing in it. We still have to go change the location for that bait barrel. But turns out you can place them on the river here. You can place them on the river, frozen water, ice, whichever. You can place them on those flat open areas, which makes using the feeders a lot easier on Medved. These are things I did not know prior to doing any of this. So I didn't know if anybody else knew that as well, or maybe I'm just late to the party because I'm late to getting the DLC as it is. But knowing that going forward, I think that's going to be the plan for finding the most reindeer in the best places. This is not the most optimized place to find reindeer. I'm just lucky that they drink along this section of the river here. I think if I were to place more feeders, I'd want to place them somewhere like, say, over here in these bigger, wider, flatter places, or on these littler or smaller lakes as well. And as for the barrel feeder, since no one is eating at the bear barrels, I think I'm going to have to move them maybe somewhere closer to the river, or maybe somewhere closer over here would be a better option. I'm not quite sure, but now that I know that we can place them on the ice, we have a much bigger, a much wider range of options, range of choices, range of locations that we can place these barrels on Medved. In fact, what I think I want to do here, I think I want to put another feeder right out here. I think this makes sense. I'll show you what I did. When I picked up my post feeder and walked out here, I just put it square in the middle of the river here. And we're far enough away to where we're not going to scare off any reindeer that's out at this post feeder. So we're just going to put... How far out are we? We're almost 400 yards out. Let's go down here just a little longer, a little ways away. We want to make sure we're at least 400, maybe 420 yards away from each feeder, just to give them some space. And that way, if we have to shoot anything at these feeders, it's not going to scare them away for 100% sure. We're going to rotate this just a little bit, deploy, and we're going to fill it up with our fortified pellet mix. And next time we reset the time, we should have even more reindeer out here. So let's run down here and check on our other feeder. I'm already seeing... Well, that's level 3. I should have known better. But I think, like, the closer we get in, the more of these things we should see. And we don't have to worry about walking through trees, rocks, shrubs, all that stuff. We can just walk right in and not have to worry about anything at all. It's also wise to not put all of your feeders in this, like, the same small location. So I think what I want to do... I definitely want feeders out here, so I want to keep these 2 here. I'm going to put 2 here. I want to put 2 here. I think I'm going to put 2 up here. I think that would work out a lot better. Just have a little bit more range. So we have this level 3 here with a max of 209. We have another level 3, max of 235. I mean, I think there's another level 2 in the back there. I think our best bet is just to take out, I think this guy right here, and then this guy right here. Oh, that's a level 3? Oh, please, with antlers like that, you don't deserve it. So one of them's down, 2 of them's down. This works out well in our favor. Let's go pick them up, and hopefully we see some better results. We're also going to go ahead and refill the feeders. We're going to top it off while we're here. Might as well. And then I think we're going to go back and change the time and see if we can't get more reindeer at both of these feeders. Now, these guys are not super big. I'm not very confident in their scores because I'm not confident in the scoring system of the reindeer as it is. So we're just going to pick them up and move on. 206.24 is a silver for level 3. That's not surprising at all. At least they're not level 4s. This guy right here is 224.23, another small level 3. His antlers are very atypical, very wonky. Still not surprising. So now that we have both of these feeders set up here, I'm going to see what the likelihood is of like more and more reindeer coming out to these parts of the water here, even though they're 400 yards away from each other. I don't know how effective it's going to be, but there's only one real way to find out. All right, we set the time back just a little ways. We should watch our pressure in this area because I don't want to blow up that lynx zone. I just refilled it, and it's back down to 75. This one's also at 75. So we do have activity at both of these feeders, despite them being in relatively the same location. So we should have lots of reindeer to pick from without any worry of scaring any reindeer off from either one of these feeders because of the distance in between them. Not to mention, the feeder is perfectly just about 300 yards away from this outpost, so spawning here is not going to affect them showing up at all. Oh, it's just a solo. Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind, but it's better than nothing. He ate all of that feed himself? Fat ass. Well, I mean, let's go ahead and knock him out while we have a good sight of him. I don't want to use the 300. I brought that for bear since we have a bait barrel. Speaking of which, how's that doing? Still nothing? Yeah, still nothing. We're going to have to move it. Let's see. That'll work out fine for me. Now, depending on what's at the other feeder, I'm not necessarily going to take anything from that feeder because I want to make sure the pressure in that area stays low. But we're still going to check on it and see who's down there. This guy's not the biggest either, so I think we're just going to pick him up and go. Yeah, 238.98. Not the biggest, brightest reindeer out here. But hopefully once we inch in a little closer, we'll get to see who all else is here. And if there's anything interesting there, maybe I'll consider it. But if there's just like 2s and 3s, we're definitely just going to leave them alone. Well, coming up on it now, there's nobody here. But it says it's been used, so we're just going to refill it. It's not going to cost us much at all to go ahead and refill it. We're also just going to refill this one. And I think what we're going to do in the meantime, we're going to go pick up this bait barrel and we're going to take it somewhere else. And hopefully it'll be more effective anywhere else but there. I think they drink really early and they drink really late, like through the evening into the morning. So why don't we set it somewhere like 2200 hours, 2230, something like that. Maybe we'll see some better results now that they're feeding. Oh, yeah, it just went down. Oh, yeah. We have bears here. It's probably, again, not in the best location, but it's more than anything there to protect the 2 post feeders that are out there on the river. So if we see something big here, great. And if we don't, not a big deal. It's mostly just to keep them out of the way of the post feeder. Now, unfortunately, wolves will scare off brown bear. The same way they scare off lynx, the same way they scare off reindeer, the same way they scare off your smaller herd animals. Okay, they're still here. Good. That's what I was getting ready to touch on. I didn't know if wolves being like 230 yards away from this feeder was going to scare off any potential bear that were going to be at this barrel, but it turns out they're still here, and that's good. That's what I was worried about. I should have brought my night vision binoculars, and I was a bit of a dingus for not packing it, so I hope we can find something through all of this thick brush in the dark. The wolves are still remotely in the area, so... Okay, there's a sow. There's another sow. What are you? There's a big female. There's a big sow. I think the males might have ran off because I don't see any big bears other than, like, these 2 sows here. And that level 5, yeah. But we got warning called by a bigger bear. I'm not worried about getting attacked by a bear. I have the 300 Arzina, so let's just look around and see what tracks of the other bears that have possibly been through here. Oh, that scared me really bad. 857 pounds. I don't think that's a max weight track, so that could have been maybe a level 6 or a level 7. I'm not quite sure, but I can double check on that. They usually get really big. Yeah, max weight is over 1,000 pounds, so we're not going to worry about anything that's not like 1,000 pounds or rare. I see spirit, I see gray, I see cinnamon. I don't think cinnamon is rare. There was a red-brown female, I'm pretty sure. But other than that, I'm not seeing any rare fur types out here. Which, that's fine. I'm not really looking for it. I know the only rares they have are melanistic and albino. So, if it's anything else other than that, I'm not worried about it. Now that I know these bait barrels are working, I'm not going to refill them just yet. It's taken them a little while to work through them, but I will just reset the time and see if maybe they'll start eating here during the daytime as well, so we'll have a better look at who comes out here. Alright, I ran all the way to this feeder just to see if, like, I'd get a warning call or a mating call from anything in the area. No, I didn't disturb anything, so that means that no one's really here right now. But if we move this bait barrel over onto the lake that's closest to it, I'm thinking maybe either somewhere over here or somewhere right here. We're going to have a lot more success from this bait barrel. So I'm not going to refill it right now. Oh, shoot. Inventory capacity reached. Well, we're going to have to move it at another time. I forgot I still had my post feeders in my inventory, but the plan is we're going to take the bait barrel and move it either here or here. As for the post feeders here, I did refill them. I don't know if there's anybody at them right now, but that's also another thing we could go look at. And while we're down here, I'm also going to take the post feeders out. I'm going to get the bait barrels, and we're going to move one of the barrels onto that lake. Oh, there's wolves. Why? You're going to scare off anything that's at my feeders. Oh, we have lots of... Oh, that's a big one. Please tell me. Please. I'm scared to kind of look at it. Ah, big level 4. Well, 356. I'm lucky if it hits, like, right above gold. I mean, there's only one real shooter here, so let's just go ahead and take him out. I guess this also means I have to put up some tripods, right? The less pressure that I produce at my feeders, the better. That way, I'm not killing any potential zones. I don't want to take out any of the drink zones that are already here for other animals, such as moose or lynx, or even reindeer. So, I guess the next move after I place bait barrels, should be putting up tripods in these areas so that I have a good, like, shooting lane for anything that appears here, and I won't have to worry about ruining any other zones here with pressure. As for this guy, very uneven antlers. 307, I told you. He had a max of 356. I'd be lucky if he hit just barely over gold. Not possible. Not worth it. Let's see what's at this other feeder. And again, if there's any good shooters here, I'll take one. But I'd rather not because the pressure is building up pretty quick down here. There's a level 4 out here with a max of 261. There's a level 4 with a max of 307. We're still, I think, quite a bit ways away. So I'm hoping more spawn in, but if it's just those two, I'm just going to leave them. Yeah, it's just those two. We're close enough to know better. Alright, well, then, next step. Let's put bait barrels out here, and hopefully we have better results. Okay, new discovery of trial and error with the post feeders and bait barrels. You can't place the bait barrel on, like, lakes, which kinda sucks, because you can place them on the open water out here on the river, but you can't place them out here? It's just kinda odd. I don't know. It seems rather selective, a little picky. I'm sure there's a better place for us to put this right here, maybe next to the river, or rather next to the lake. Maybe that'll make a difference. Oh, you know what? It's probably because it's so close to this bait barrel right here. Why don't we pick up that bait barrel, and then maybe it'll let us place another one that close to it. Yep, that was exactly the issue. I picked up the bait barrel that was all the way over there, so now we can place it out here in this wide open area on the ice with no issues. So I think I'm just going to place it... Let's see, there's a zone right here, but there's also zones right over here. So I think I'm going to try to put it right smack dab in the middle. I don't think it's going to be much of a problem. Oh, I meant to fill it. We're going to put our meat scraps back in it because I don't want any hogs in the area, and I think that'll do perfectly fine. Now, I will have to reset the time to get them to notice the barrel, But we're going to see how effective this is, and maybe we'll get a better shot at a bigger, better bear through the bear barrels. It does like we have some activity here, 97%. So that's a very good sign. I'm also kind of worried about those wolves running right through the lake. I don't know if that's going to change anything, or even if the barrels will attract the wolves and other predators. I don't think it brings in lynx, foxes, wolves, etc. But this is the kind of stuff that I do have to worry about. We do have bears here. A couple sows, I think, and that's it. But at least we get bears. And with every time we check, we're going to get to see different bears anyways. So, nothing super concerning, nothing super worrying. Now that we know the barrels work out here and we have a better view of them, we can check back later and see if we find anything different here. For now, I think I know what I want to do. We're going to put post feeders all around the map. I want 2 here. I want 2 up here for sure. I want 2 somewhere in here, like either right here or right here. I don't want them super duper close together, but having that teleport point in between both of them would be super duper handy. But also if I had 2 like right in here or like right over here, I could use this outpost to teleport in between them instead of using tents. I hate using tents. If I can go without it, I will. But there's already 2 here, so we can put 2 more here or 2 more here. I do want 2 up here, and I do want 2 down here. So that's the plan for the post feeders. And for barrels, the bait barrels, I think I'm going to put a bait barrel. I want at least 1 or 2 on this lake for sure. And I think I'm going to put barrels out here on these lakes if I can help it. I don't know if I'll put any bait barrels along the river. If I do, I'm definitely putting them up here. But I think that's the plan for right now. I think you can have 8 of each feeder on the map. So if it'll make it easier at all for me to find animals at these lakes, at these rivers, on this map period with the feeders, it's definitely going to have to be on the ice. So I've got a little bit of, management to do in the background.
2 hours later.
Okay, so an update about the feeders. You cannot place 8 of each kind of feeder. I was incorrect. You can only place 8 feeders, period, on the map. So I actually don't have any bait barrels other than this one here on the map. So there is a fat chance that some of these feeders are going to go down, because I have 7 of these feeders out here for reindeer, and I only have 1 bait barrel. But that's a chance I'm willing to take at this point, because I don't have a diamond reindeer, and I have been searching for one, so I'm going to do my best. For now, we do have just this level 3 here. We have, I think that's a level 2 there. No, that's a level 3. Ain't that sad? There's a couple level 3s here, nothing rare. I don't have any semi-automatic weapons. I actually have my normal run and gun loadout on me at this point. So let me see what I can do. Oh my god, he ran right in front of that one. Oh, I missed. Come on, give me something good. Okay, there we go. I hit him. Oh, and I hit him good. He's going right down. We got 2. That'll work. And I have tripods. I'll show you my setup now that I've got that out of the way. I still kept these 2 down here, although I might move this one at the very end, because I do want to put another one up here. But I have these 2 here. I have the bear barrel here. I have that here, that here, that here, that here, and that here. I think eventually when I do finally get the reindeer that I want, I am going to set up more barrels so I can start hog hunting more frequently on this map. But for now, I think I'm satisfied with what I have. 212.66 went through the liver and both lungs there. That was a lucky shot. I usually don't do stuff like that, but I mean, this worked out in our favor as best as it could. As for this guy right here, he shouldn't be much bigger. Yeah, I don't think he was bigger at all. 208, not at all what I'm into. He walked right in front of me as I tried to take that second shot, so this is weird, to say the least, but we still nailed that double lung shot pretty squared up. We're going to try our best to move along as fast as we can, because I don't have tents set up yet. I try to do this rather quickly. So we're not going to come down here for anything. I think what we're going to do, I want to check out this zone up here. See, the goal was to have bear barrels set up in locations all over the map to keep them away from the post feeders. But it turns out that's not something that I have the option of doing. There's a male over here that doesn't quite have a chance to get to the feeder yet, but we're going to go over here and see what he is. Oh, he's just a level 4 with a half rack. No, sir. You can go ahead and get lost. We do have some reindeer that are down here at this feeder, though, that I do want to look at. This one has a bodyguard, but I have a feeling he's going to be at least a level 3. There's a small level 4 here. There's a couple of females in the back. I've still not spotted anything rare or anything too big, but then again, this is my first run with the feeders involved, so hopefully we start to see some changes. Oh, I was wrong. He's a level 4. He's big enough to be a level 3. These things are rather small even at level 4, and that's just because their scoring system and their true rag system is so wonky. But we're going to take as many as we can, and again, hopefully we start to see some changes. Shoot the post feeder there. They're going to get up. Alright, cool. We're going to try to take the 2 level 4s here, if I can help it. Oh, please get out of the way, bro. Come on. Well, I guess that's just going to have to do, and then he's going to start running. Oh, shit. I don't know how well that hit. That might have been a little better. I don't know. I went right over him. I'm going to have to track that. I think the other one should be down already, correct? Yes, the other one's already down. So let's just get what we have. Hopefully we don't have to track super long, because I don't have a whole lot of time to run around here like a chicken with my head cut off. You know what I mean? Alright, let's see what we got. Very small, but again, very uneven rack. Very uneven frame. At 256, that's just a shame. Now, I don't know where I hit this big man, or I don't know if he's that big at all. He has a nice frame, but I don't think he's going to make gold. If he does, it'll be crazy. I can't even remember what his estimate was. Do y'all remember if the estimate was above 311? I think that's what it is for gold. Ah, shit. Nah, he didn't have a chance at all. I might not have hit him vitally, but it doesn't look like it would have mattered anyways. 288? I mean, that's gross. Let's just leave him there. Where else can we go from here? I guess we can come down here and try this. Now, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of better luck here in terms of population, but maybe not in score. I don't see anything rare here so far, but I am seeing a lot more reindeer here than I did at my last stop. But then again, every time is going to be different. Every stop, every round is going to be different, because we're going to see different herds coming in every time. It attracts anything within 400-meter radius, which means it could attract any kind of reindeer. Again, score-wise, pickings are slim. There's that level 3 in the back that we're probably going to have to... Whoa. That we're probably going to have to use the 22 to attract, but what's new? You know, we do this almost every time. That should get him up and moving. The 3 is isolated. The rest of these are females. So let's go ahead and get him down. That was a little high in the shoulder, but I think he's going to go right down, especially if I manage to hit him one more time. It don't matter. He's right by the feeder. I didn't want to have to track him. Alright, let's see what he scores. He's not going to be anything super crazy. He's just barely enough to not have a half rack. Man, he's got kind of a Sika deer formation. Isn't that crazy? You know how in Sika deer they kind of just stand up real stiff? That's what he looks like. I mean, he scored bronze, like just barely under silver, at level 3. I mean, this is nuts. This kind of scoring doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I still pursue reindeer knowing that this is the kind of stuff I'm getting into. We're also not seeing anything too crazy here at the top right of the map, but I do see some bigger antlers. I'm hoping that's at least a bigger level 3. Oh, there's even more coming out. Okay, well, anything big, anything rare? No, doesn't look like it. He also has a very uneven, wobbly looking rack. I don't think he'll score gold either. But I mean, the turnout is going to be crazy here, it looks like. We're going to have bigger groupings at this feeder the more that time goes by, I think. So while they're all the way out there, I'm going to go ahead and try to get their attention, because I want that bigger rack one back there. Let me see. 240 and 259. I mean, we can try, but I don't know if it'll work. Is there even more back there? Oh my god, there's even more coming. The last thing that I need to do, now that I have my feeders set up, is I need to place tents. That's the last part of the process here, and then we should be kosher. That way we can avoid instances like this, where we're not getting ready to get walked over top by, like, other reindeer trying to come into the feeder. I do think Mr. 240 here is leaving, but if I take a shot on him, then it's going to end up scaring off the rest of the the rest of the reindeer that's out there. I mean, there's my tripod. I just can't get to it. I'm willing to take the risk, I think. And then the other bigger one, that's 264 right there. Yep. Oh, man, that was far back. Surely he'll slow down again here in just a second before he goes back out there, right? Oh, yeah. I think that looked good. I saw the impact. Well, I mean, I guess not. That's okay. I'm not going to set tents up today. I think we've put in a substantial amount of work as it is. I think we're going to take our last reindeer here, and we're going to call it. This is going to be my setup here if I'm using feeders on Medved. Another disclaimer, I don't play Medved all that much. It's not my favorite map. But if I were going to play it more consistently, this is what I would do with my feeders. I don't want to set it up where there's a lot of obstacles, a lot of brush, a lot of trees that get in the way of your trophies or your targets. If I did have to change anything, I would definitely change the amount of post feeders I have on this map, because I would definitely have an equal amount, like equal parts post feeder, equal parts bear barrel. That way the bears are less likely to come to your post feeders. That's going to be an issue later on that I'm going to have to adjust anyways. But I would also set up your bear barrels to make sure that you can also attract hogs in. That way you can hog hunt as you needed or as you wanted to. But this is the way that I'm going to have it set up for the foreseeable future until mandatory changes are needed. As for this reindeer, 236 is truly the saddest score. I don't think he's symmetrical at all. I think he's off by just like the slightest metrics. Not like I was going to keep him anyways. Alrighty, everyone. This has been trial and error. I think I'm going to make this a multiple part series with different things. Like, this is the feeders for Medved. I might do feeders on Verhonga or feeders on Leighton, feeders on Hirschfelden, etc., etc. But eventually I might branch out into doing more things like trial and error shotguns, trial and error archery, that kind of thing. Anywho, thank you for watching. I hope you liked today's video. If you're a new viewer, it was nice to meet you. And if you're a returning viewer, it was great to see you again. Let's get together again soon. And with that, roll the tape, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you'd like to watch more, you can select one of the icons to the right of me, or you can select the little icon down below to subscribe. If you like what you've seen today, leave a like, subscribe if you want, ring the dinner bell for notifications next time I go live, or next time there's a new upload, or you can select one of the links down below in the description to follow me across all of your favorite social media platforms. I do have an Insta Lodge, which you can find down below. Any harvest screenshots or photography that I take while I play Call of the Wild gets posted there first. I have a Twitch where I do stream Call of the Wild from time to time. We have an absolute blast, and we would love to have you. Or you can go to my TikTok, where any additional Call of the Wild content goes that doesn't quite make it into my YouTube channel. Thanks again for stopping by. It was good to see you, and I hope to see you next time. Have a good one.